Okay, so a very, very quick explanation on why we went long yesterday from mid-range. So out here on the 4 hourly, we just scoot back there and we can see that low from the 2nd of September to our high, current high on the higher time frame, come and hit the 78 and we've gone long. So at what point does that stop? You start questioning the trend and a reversal of short. Well, it certainly wasn't this week. So if we just go in to here was our pivot, this was our longs. Why did we keep going long? You've got your first draw here, which runs through down 78 support through to the 62, same anchor new high, down to the 38, through to the negative 50 before it puts in another new low. Same anchor, try the same anchor, new high before it puts in that low. Doesn't quite hit the 38, so bring it up to the next high. Bring it up to the next high, we get the 50, so a high to high, because we're in trend, right? So because we're in trend, we can carry on the high to highs. High to high, 50, through to the negative 50 again. Is there a low enough low? No. So we need to keep drawing the high to highs. So that high, which I was currently at, to the next high, if I can get it, there we go. 62 through to the negative 23. Okay, fine. But there's that 62 on the higher time frame short, right? So I wouldn't have traded through that. We can see that we broke the 50. We can see we've come down and used the higher time frame short 50 as support. So where's the next logical place where price is going to go? It's going to run the 62. We've got some gap in here. The trend is long. It's going to run the 62. So your job is to find support. And I don't mean support in terms of price action. I mean support in terms of your draw. Find Fibonacci draws to support the algorithm long for you to take a trade long. I often target the highs or I target the negative 23. If either of them are above that 62, I won't target it. I'll target the 62. I don't want to hit in the 62 and having a major short against my position. So yesterday we come into the market. I can see us doing all this kind of stuff. We're getting really, really choppy, but it's moving higher. And I think by the end of the day, we're going to hit the 62. Obviously, this is hindsight. If you want to see it in live, then please contact me through the Discord. This is quite a broad range. We've come up here. We haven't come down enough for me. This high to high has hit the 23. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that being the support to run us through. So I want the high before it puts in the low. What's the most previous high before it puts in the low? There, into that high. Fine. 78 holds. Great. The algorithm, price is fractal, and the algorithm will count all of your fibs. But we are constantly long. From that 78 as well, just as an additional draw, where do we come from that one? We come down, we hit the 62. I can do same anchor new high, and we're coming down onto the 38. But I'm just going to stick on this one, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my negative 23 target above the top as close to the 62 as possible, or under. If I find one under, which hits into the 50, 62 or 78 in the range, that'll be my new target. It won't no longer be the 62, because I want the closest, most conservative move, because that's going to be the most assured move. So yesterday we held VWAP all the way through. Yeah, you could say it was kind of trend choppy, but look at the opportunity that you get. You could get in there, you could have got in there, you could have got in there, you could have got in there. Even like in terms of initial balance. So draw sort of your fibs here. They're just everywhere. You've got them everywhere. So from the open, all we've done is stay long. and it just kept giving the opportunity to get in. There, down 62, where it bursts through about half an hour before we're actually due to close. Super, super easy day. Really, really, really obvious trend play. Price action. Yeah, some people, depending on the strategy, would say that this was a bit messy. It was Friday. It was Thanksgiving. But you know what? The algorithm played. It was always long. It always stayed long. It didn't give a super deep retracement. It just simply eventually ran to targets and giving you optimal trade entries, several optimal trade entries. Super, super easy day. Again, yeah, hindsight, really easy. I did trade this live, but again, hindsight coming on here, super, super easy. If you want to see it live, get in touch.